Okay, now let me start by saying this slide deck with the information, because I'm going to go through it pretty quickly, is on the dashboard. Suzanne pointed out where on our educator dashboard there's the conscious discipline button under elementary. You can find the Schubert button. That's where you're going to find the graphic organizers that go along with the books, the printables for the breathing strategies, printables for 5 steps to regulation. It's the hub of everything. There's a Feeling Buddies button that this lives in, and you're going to want to find it because we had an amazing pre-K inclusion teacher last year who created a slide deck for every single lesson in the Feeling Buddies curriculum. So you literally just have to look at what lesson am I on, pull up that slide deck, and she went straight from the curriculum verbatim what we're doing, and she also embedded the music. So you don't have to find the disc, or you don't have to log on to Conscious Discipline and go, because it's a digital download for your music. It's straight embedded. So it's right there, you click the button, the music plays, okay? So let's jump into Feeling Buddies. Now, we equipped every pre-K, kindergarten, and first grade classroom last year with a set of Feeling Buddies. So every pre-K through first grade classroom in every elementary site should have and be utilizing Feeling Buddies. It's important to know that the curriculum doesn't change. It doesn't get a little bit different from the pre-K to kinder. Everyone has the same curriculum and same set. Our hope is that as children encounter the Feeling Buddies curriculum in multiple grades as they continue up the vertical, by the time they're in that first grade classroom, if they've been with us in pre-K and K, they're helping to teach that along. New peers who have joined, those who may not have had it, but that they're able to have some ownership in it and begin to use it without even thinking, right? And so your reinforcement and using those, having those parallel resources across our buildings really helps children to have that commonality and build that safekeeper presence throughout the school, and to help children articulate what they're feeling, to identify an emotion, to label it, and to know how to tame it, so that I can get back into what we're doing, okay? Now, these were purchased through the EPS Foundation, but they were funded by the City of Edmond. So the City of Edmond is our partner in Conscious Discipline in our community. They support it, they help us fund it through different city block development grants, and they were the ones who were able to equip us in our school system with these. So amazing, right? So the Feeling Buddies Basic Toolkit is what everyone will be getting. This helps us meet those underlying emotional needs of kiddos so that we can have the biggest impact in our classroom. 40% of children are missing the number one skill for success in life, self-regulation. And that number doesn't matter what kind of background you come from, whether you come from a great secure home or whether you come from a home that's a little bit more challenging, right? So, Feeling Buddies curriculum is based on a strategy that the adult teaches the child to self-regulate, and the child teaches the buddy to self-regulate. In the process, they're learning and internalizing what to do. So, as the kiddo is coaching the buddy, hi, sad, your mouth is going like this, your eyes are going like this, you feel sad, you can handle this, breathe with me. And they're breathing, right? So as they're coaching their buddy, I'm internalizing those strategies for myself and what to do in a moment of emotional upset, right? So it includes 2 sets of the 8 Feeling Buddies. Sometimes they're like, wait, I got buddies coming out my ears. You have 2 sets of buddies. One set is in the quilted pocket chart. Then you have a whole nother set. That second set, it's up to you what to do. Some teachers establish 2 safe places in their classroom and put the other buddies over in a bucket. Some have it in their one safe place with additional buddies. If angry is being used, then I've got a second one, right? Others decide to put them away in their cabinet in case an oops happens with a buddy. Then I have a replacement, right? So you have autonomy to decide what you're gonna do with your second set of buddies, right? Look at your space context. Maybe it's different from year to year with kids, okay? You're going to get the pocket chart we mentioned, the Feeling Buddies curriculum. There is a curriculum guide that you will get with it. It is already barcoded, ready for your media specialist. You get the Managing Emotional Mayhem book. Now it's in here, you'll see it. It's a short read. You could read it in a weekend and it's phenomenal, you guys. I learned so much from this book about how to help children in moments of upset, because it really digs into the 5 steps to self-regulation and how do we do those practically with kids or ourselves, right? And then you get the Helping My Feeling Buddies book. It's a student book that they can use. And digital music. So, program overview. The curriculum's going to guide you through the self-reg process, empowering you to help kids be successful with crucial life skills. It contains 7 units with 31 lessons in it. The first 6 units have 5 lessons each. Units 2 through 6 really dig into the 5 steps of self-regulation. They detail them out, helping to teach us and our kids about it. You'll see it referenced back to emotional mayhem. Unit 7 is a single closing lesson, and we do need to teach it in sequence. It builds, the curriculum builds as you go. So instead of, oh man, we got a lot of angry kids today, let's do the angry lesson. It's not going to make much sense because of it building on top of it, right? So stay in sequence with that. Plan to read Managing Emotional Mayhem. Okay, we talked about that. Chapter 5 talks a lot about the buddies. It helps us to understand the importance and the skills you'll teach, the steps that you need to help kids be successful with the curriculum. Now, these are on the dashboard. We're not going to watch them or go through them, but they're pretty funny. They're worth watching. They're comedy skits, and they're labeled as comedy skits. So those are available on the dashboard. We're not going to go through them. In the back of your teacher's guide, you are going to find 2 discs, right? We don't see those very often anymore, but they're there. You're going to find 2 discs. One of them is a DVD, and it includes instructional videos on it. It includes videos for how to set up your safe place, how to teach a lesson. If you're not sure, and like, let me watch this one first before I present it to my kids, right? So the DVD in the back's provided, and then there is a disc that includes printables, templates, that sort of thing. I have taken that disc and loaded it on the dashboard. And so instead of you having to load it, wait for it to load, find what it is, you can go straight to the educator dashboard, click on the, go to the Conscious Discipline page, click on the Feeling Buddies button, and there's a folder that has the templates where you might want to print some blank Feeling Buddies for kiddos to create their, how they're feeling in that moment and whatnot. So that is on the dashboard as well. Okay, it's a good idea to become familiar with the songs. There's a lot of music embedded in it. Everyone has digital access, and you're going to see a way, and there's on the dashboard, there's a form for it to get the music. You do have to have a Conscious Discipline account where you log into, load it, all of that. That's one way to access it. Again, if you're teaching the curriculum in sequence and you're using the slide decks, the music is already there, so you don't have to search for it. But you do have access to it. Maybe you want that to be your lineup song every day. I don't know. Spend time, familiarize yourself with your buddies. I will say, it takes a little bit. You're like, they come apart and you're like, ooh, are you frustrated or are you mad? Which are you? I've put them in wrong and kids have corrected me. Like, no, that one goes there. Okay, you're right. Just familiarize yourself with your toolkit, with your resources, with everything that comes with the curriculum. Setting up your safe place. At this point in the year, your safe place is probably already set up and established. The Feeling Buddies curriculum introduces the safe place and actually has an opening lesson. So this year, find a way that, read through it. You can make adjustments as you go as needed, but know going into next year that you have the opportunity to wait and hold as you're teaching in sequence. It's in Unit 2, I believe, that there's a whole opening the safe place ceremony. So it gives you lessons in teaching how to use it, up to it, before we actually open it, and there are lessons that can guide you in that. I know the safe place can be ambiguous for a lot of teachers. This is going to help with that, okay? There's videos for setting up your safe place that you can watch on the instructional DVD. Oh yeah, 2.4 has a ceremony for opening. Okay, time commitment. Lessons take about 20 minutes each lesson on average. 2 to 4 lessons a week is what we were looking for. The goal for pre-K, K, and 1 is to have the entire curriculum taught by the end of the first 9 weeks. Then we can go back and access lessons as needed as we're seeing OOPS happening. It also has a ton of extensions that we can roll in and continue, right? For you guys, you're starting, almost at the end of the second 9 weeks. So use your judgment. You can definitely get through the curriculum by the end of the year. I would recommend you do that so you familiarize yourself and you're ready to go from, August next year. But the recommendation is 2 to 4 lessons a week. Based on your students' need, more or less practice, goal of completion first quarter, revisit and reteach with the extension activities. Lessons often lead to personal sharing, right? So have a plan or be ready for how to deal with those time constraints, because we don't have time for every kid to tell a 20-minute story about the time that they were mad, right? So think about that, maybe limit number, turn and talk, teach in a small group format, be prepared for it. The lessons in it are really easy to read. They are coded. The black text gives directions for us and explains what's happening. Blue text is your script if you choose to use it, or some form of script. That's what we are saying as the teacher. The green text is what the buddies say, right? So get your buddy voice ready, because that's what the buddies say in the green. The teacher's guide lays out a fantastic visual for all of the different things within the program. You'll see that early on in the teacher's guide. There are progress checks, there are adaptations for younger and older children, lots of great information in there. Dr. Bailey has tips that you can watch as you have time on teaching and managing the program. Connection is the heart of this curriculum. We wish you well in the implementation of your Feeling Buddies along with your other curricular materials. There's directions for establishing the CD profile on the dashboard if you want. It's just a one-pager that walks step by step by step to get your digital music. If you struggle with it, shoot Suzanne or I an email. We'll be more than happy to help you get that set up. Don't forget, on the dashboard, this is what the Feeling Buddies button looks like. It's all the way towards the bottom. It's a rectangular, not one of the round ones. When you click on it, you are going to find in here, here's Feeling Buddies curriculum. Those are those templates from that disc that's been loaded on there. And then you're going to see unit by unit. When you click on a unit, this is going to open up multiple slide decks, and those are the ones that are already made per lesson. So they're organized by unit and folders. When you open that, there's lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3. That you can just use and teach straight from there. Check them out. If anyone has any questions, needs any help, please, please, please don't ever hesitate to reach out to myself or Suzanne.